What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to jump back on the ZX6R. The goal today is to figure out the headlight. Obviously, like I mentioned in the previous video, this headlight is from the 2020 Plus model. These are LEDs. The original headlight on this bike have regular halogens. This is an LED assembly. It's not as simple as swapping out the LED bulbs or the halogen bulbs on your motorcycle to LEDs. This is way more complicated than that. So my goal today is to achieve this working on this particular model. So without much more talking, we're going to do some testing. I'm currently trying to figure out the wiring for this bike. I have different wiring schematics pulled out. Let's just jump right into it. Currently, I've been playing around with this motorcycle, trying to figure out the wiring and the headlights, starting the bike multiple times, obviously just cranking, not starting. So now the battery is almost dead on me. I picked up a new battery charger or maintenance. Let's toss down the bike and get back to working on the headlight assembly. On this part we install on the motorcycle, this goes to the battery terminals. Red for red, black for black. That's pretty straightforward. And just like that, we have that tender installed. So one negative terminal over here, positive. And then I have the wiring harness going over here, out, and just sticking out over here. Might probably throw a zip tie, but I think it's just okay where it is. And then we can hook it up to a battery charger, and this battery is going to stay topped off all the time. So guys, I figured I'll give you guys an update. We have made very good progress on the motorcycle right now. As you can see, we have the high beams working. It is just excellent. You guys needed to see my victory dance when I actually figured this out, because I spent a good bit of time trying to figure this out. But the high beams are working. I'm still having difficulty figuring out the low beams. But as you can see over here, the dash is up top, high beams over there, off, on. Excellent. Really happy about that. But now I need to figure out the low beams, because that's what actually matters. I'm gonna go back to this, see if I can figure out anything tonight. If I can't, I really don't know what to do, because I'm really hoping that I can figure out those low beams. Wish me luck, guys. All right, so guys, basically what I've done right now to figure this out is that I have tested all the wiring, and this wire over here I know is for the high beams, and I've marked it out. So basically the black is the negative, so I'm gonna put this to the negative and this to the positive. As you can see, the readings on the multimeter, it's almost zeroed out. As soon as I turn on the high beams, it goes up to 13 volts. So there is power currently going through this, and then the high beams are on. But now the same thing is not working for the low beams, because I have found the low beam cable over here.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so just looking at the bike and everything I've done so far, I know this week's video is going to be kind of all over the place, because I'm working on the headlight, trying to figure out the wiring and everything. I'm also working on the gas tank. I'm also doing so many other things behind the scenes that probably won't make it to this video. That's just the way it goes. But hopefully it's going to be a good video. That's the goal, always. So right now, let's go ahead and figure out this headlights. Like I said, I figured out the high beam and the running light. The low beam is still a no-go. I've spent a good bit of time on this. It's almost getting frustrating at this point, actually, if you ask me. But I'm still hopeful that I can figure that out. If I can't, I'm just going to roll with it, and that's it. I gotta tell you guys, we finally figured it out. It took a minute, much longer than a minute. It took almost a week, plus or minus, not every day, but day in, day out, hopping on this every chance I get, trying to figure out this headlight. We finally got it, boys and girls. I'm super excited, you have no idea. So now, as you can see, the bike is on, there's no lights on. We have the running lights on now. And then when we go over here, attempt to start the bike, turn on the high beams. And as you can see on the toolbox over there, those high beams are coming on. Ha! This is really good progress, guys. The upper and the lower running lights are on, high beam works. I am just super happy that I was able to figure this out. It took a minute. So much time was put into this, figuring out the wiring. This was a pain. I gotta tell you, it was a pain. But we have it done. Let's tie this up completely. I know it looks like a mess, and it is a mess, but let's completely secure everything, make it all nice and pretty, and hardwire it to the headlights. Let's get to work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to give you guys an update on what I've done so far on the 6R. We have everything cleaned up here a little bit. So this is what I've done so far. The headlights now work. Everything is fully functional. I'm super excited. I have everything here on butt connectors, and it's all heat ring, shrink wrapped, protected from the elements. Over here, I did make a note of exactly how I was able to figure out this connection. I stuck it on here just in case, for some reason, if this bike ever leaves my hand, the next owner would know exactly what wire goes where and what it's for. Or say I sell it to something, or I have issues in the future, I have that to help me diagnose exactly what I've done here. I just thought it was pretty handy to have that there. It's there, I'm happy. It's kind of away, it's tucked away. You can't see it when all the fairings are on there. That's good by me. Now I have this headlight set up perfectly. As soon as you turn on the ignition, you have the low beam that's on right there. And the low beam is over here, okay? And then when you try to start it, obviously that's good. Then you have the running light that comes on over here, and then you have high beam over there. Fully functional. You guys do not want to know how long it took me to figure this out. I am beyond excited I was able to do it, because if I spent all this time on it and I was not able to figure it out, I would have been upset. I'm not even going to lie about that. But super happy that it's good, it's on. It just looks brilliant. It just looks brilliant. So now, let's move on to something else. And now that we have the headlight figured out, if you do remember in the previous video, I mentioned I was going to pick up some metal clamps to replace the plastic one that was over there. I did pick it up. Let's remove this assembly and swap those out. And now we have the clamp kit. Now with the clamp kit installed, I'm going to thread the bolts back in. Yeah, with this metal once installed, I really like it much better than the plastic one that were on there before. Top notch. So now we're gonna go ahead and install ram air back in place and secure it. All right, so that's all good now. At this point, we'll be installing the fairing stay, but I currently do not have that just yet. I'm still waiting for that piece. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. Now, over on the right side of the motorcycle, we're gonna figure out the cooling situation. First, this clamp is missing. I'm gonna replace it with a brand new clamp. The hoses were damaged from the accident. I picked up some brand new hoses. We're gonna route it, cut it to size, and clamp them on. We have a new clamp over here. Slide it on. Insert the hose. That clamp is secured. And now we have the new hose. We got the clamp on the new hose. Slide it on. Now we secure the clamp. We're gonna measure it like so. Goes right in there. With a new clamp. Perfect. Now we're gonna plumb the coolant overflow line, which is this one over here. Like so. Right through here and out to the side of the motorcycle. And now with everything plumbed up over here, the next part we're going to be throwing on this bike is going to be the radiator cover. Obviously, I like to throw this on the bike because it's just cheap insurance. You don't want to blow out your radiator, or you don't want to have a hole in your radiator and have to replace that. Get a rad cover, it's nice and cheap, and it's going to save you a lot of money. Now before I install this, I'm going to go ahead and heat the sides up so I can install this adhesive backing that prevents this rad cover from rubbing on the radiator and causing a hole. And now I'm going to install this. And now we secure it on the bottom.
A few moments later.
Now it's time to show you guys the fairings I intend to throw on this ZX6R. The OGs of the channel will probably remember these fairings for sure, because I painted those fairings in this garage not very long ago. So let's unbox it and show you guys what we're going to be throwing on 6R. And that's just a quick glimpse of what this fairing looks like. This is still one of my best paint jobs till date. Really, really nice color, lots of metallics. This paint is just really, really top notch. As you can see, if I bring it in closer, there's just so much metallics in this paint job. Same for over here. Love this paint job. So now let's start piecing this together and at least throw on the front fairing kit, because right now I believe we're done in the front end. And now we have the front nose piece. We're gonna secure it to the other piece that goes right on the ram air intake. And now the headlight goes in here. And now we install the hardwares. And then two more up here. But in order to do that, there's a bracket that should be going on here for the 636. I don't have that bracket, so obviously I'm gonna make one. All right, and now we have two pieces of metal cut. After a few minutes playing with the vice grips and some pliers and some hammers, we have the first bracket made. I'm gonna warn you, it does not look pretty, but it is functional. So as you can see over there, that bracket is made. So pretty much what it's doing, it's going from that piece to that piece over there. That's exactly what I've done over here. And this is the way these headlights come on the ZX6R. If you don't know, Kawasaki uses the exact same headlights for the 2018 Plus Ninja 400. And the 2019 Plus ZX6R is the exact same headlights, just different mounting brackets to make them work. And that's precisely what I've done here. I made a bracket to adapt to this headlight to this particular fairing kit. On a Ninja 400, you'd be utilizing a different position. On this particular bike, this is what needs to be done. And I know this because I had to do the exact same thing on my old ZX6R. If I've learned anything from this ordeal, it is that I need a nice bench vise in my garage, because doing this with vice grips are not fun at all. So now I'm gonna go ahead and make the second bracket. This is a piece of aluminum I've cut over here. So I'm gonna form it to work for this. All right, guys, as you can see, my brackets are made. It's fully installed. Works perfectly. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Like I said, I'm not going to show you exactly how I made this because it was not pretty. And it's not the way it should be done, but it is functional, and that's all I really care about. Now we're going to go ahead and toss it on the motorcycle. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and install the bracket meter that I just got delivered. Let's throw it on, and then we can fully assemble the front end. And just like that, guys, we have this instrument cluster bracket installed. Really nice fit, really good quality. Again, like I said, this is from the 2019, 2020 Plus. Same as the RAM air intake, it's the same thing. Same as everything on this assembly. The only thing that's going to be different, it's going to be this dash over here. Now we're going to figure out how to make it work, because obviously the mounting holes are not the same. As you can see already, the cable is a little bit shorter than it needs to be. But that's where the stock mounting holes are. And this is over here. Same as that one. So that's going to need some modifications to make it work, of course. Everything on the front end of this motorcycle needs to be modified or fabricated somehow to make everything fit and align. And that's the goal. Obviously, doing that makes it take time because it's not plug and play. But in order to achieve the look that we're looking for, it's what needs to get done. But let's go ahead and test fit this front nose and see what it looks like. That looks excellent. As you can see, the front nose is on. It gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. Really love this design. Over here where the instrument cluster is, like I said, this dash would need to be modified to fit because the mounting holes like that one over there is different. But all things said and done, still making really good progress. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and secure the front nose so it doesn't fall off and then start messing around to figure out where exactly I want to drill the holes to mount this instrument cluster. So right now, this is a good spot. I'm going to go ahead and scribe that. Now we're going to remove the front nose again and we're going to start drilling some holes. And the first one is right over here and the second one is over there. And we're going to make the holes bigger. Now let's text fit the instrument cluster again. Oh yeah, this was meant to happen, guys. It looks really, really good. Happy with it. And guys, we did it. It's fitted. It looks really, really good. It looks like it was meant to be. So as you can see, that instrument cluster is in place. It's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. That's a paid actor right there. But over in the back, it is going to be difficult securing this in place because as you can see, this is the stock mounting holes over there. And those holes have holes that go right through the instrument cluster for you to be able to secure it on this side. So it's going to be interesting to figure out how we can secure this the way it is. All right, now, so with the holes drilled out for the instrument cluster, the best way for me to be able to completely secure this is to remove this cluster bracket. And then I can figure out the best way to secure the instrument cluster. Because right now there is limited access to secure that. Now installing the two smaller bushings on the outside. That is one over there. And then that's another one. And we're going to fit it on. And now we're going to install the outside ones. Like I mentioned before, it's going to be a bit difficult fitting this bolt to the back of this cluster. So I'm going to set you guys on the time lapse and start messing with this and hopefully get this cluster secured. And guys, just a quick update. As you can see, we've secured both of them. I drilled a hole right through here to secure this one. And with this side, I just chopped off the top a little bit. And I was able to get a screwdriver right in there to secure this one. And it is nice and solid. It's not going anywhere. So we're going to go ahead and toss this back on the motorcycle. And that is good. We're going to reconnect the harness. Excellent. Installing the BUILDZ. That is solid. Love it. Now with the cluster bracket and the cluster fully secured, this is really, really big progress, especially when you're doing a custom build like this where you're trying to make things that do not really belong fit together. Every step is a progress, and right now I'm super happy that we have this fitted on. The next part we're going to be throwing on is the front nose fairing. I'm going to go ahead and install the clamps that are required and we can secure it to the motorcycle. And now with the clamps installed, we're going to go ahead and secure it. Now we're going to tighten the bolt. Same on this side. And now with the front nose and the headlight assembly secured to the motorcycle, we're going to go ahead and connect the headlight wiring harness. And then we can move on forward. The next part we're going to throw on this bike is going to be the front fender. Alright guys, thank you for watching. That's a wrap for today's video. As you can see, lots of progress have been made. The complete front assembly is on. Front nose, headlight, fender, the wiring is all taken care of. really big progress, guys. In the next video, I'm hoping to have more fairings thrown on this bike, a little bit more parts on it, hopefully have the gas tank repaired. I'm certain you guys have noticed what's going on with that gas tank behind the scene. Stay tuned for that video. It's going to be an epic repair. I want to thank you guys for watching as always. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
It could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn, no closure, moving.